Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on the 68 Mustang. You've been following the channel for a little while. You may be familiar with the build. It is a car I've been building for a while for no prep drag racing. Did a Fox body strut conversion on it and did a kind of unique way of doing it. I utilized the stock Mustang lower control arms, made ball joint cups to accept the Fox body struts, and did a rack and pinion setup underneath it as well. What I have been fighting is the camber issues. You can see back there, the angle of the tire is pretty sharp. I did put limiting straps on the suspension, but that's a Band-Aid. What I'm going to work on now is to relocate the lower control arms out further to give a little less hard of camber under full droop like it is right now. So let's get started. I'm going to start by removing the rack from the steering column and unbolting the attaching bolts that fasten it to the lower cross member. And then from this point, I'm going to have to unbolt the steering rack from the spindles and make sure everything is free. And then that will give me enough room to get everything out, get the rack out, and then I'll be able to get at the areas that I need to drill in order to relocate the lower control arm. What we're going to be moving is this whole bracket right here. I'm going to unbolt it, and then there's 3 spot welds that hold it to this lower frame assembly. I'm going to do that on this side, and there's one on the front side. And drill holes forward about 1 inch, give or take. I'll measure it and be more precise once I get everything apart and I can see exactly where I want the control arm to be. And then I'm going to take both of these, move them forward, which will in effect move my ball joint out this way and pivot my tire like that, if all goes well. Well, all did not go well. The work you're seeing me do here was basically for nothing. Drilling out those spot welds to relocate the pivot areas for the lower control arm to be adjusted in was pretty much a waste of time. I did drill out this side. I got those locating blocks removed, but when I did that, I figured that was a waste of my time, and I'm better off just drilling brand new holes to relocate the lower control arms out 1 inch from their original positions. After all that work, here's what I ended up doing. Just simply drilling a hole 1 inch forward and calling it good. At this point, you can see on the other side of my fat head, I'm trying to work the hole of the lower control arm into the area where I can slide a bolt through. It's definitely much better when compared to the other side, which is still in its original position. I can definitely live with that camber on the other side. Well, there we have it on the ground. I have the front end ratcheted down to be more representative of how it's going to sit at ride height, but I think we're pretty close. I didn't do what my initial plan was. I just drilled new holes and mounted the lower control arms in those holes. Reason being I felt I could do that is because I don't really need the camber adjustment on the bottom because I have camber adjustment on the top. So any more adjustments I need to make will be made in small increments through those top adjustments. As always, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel.